Hi friends, thank you for being here. Today's video is about you're the master programmer. Oh my god, there's a balloon. I just programmed that balloon into my matrix in the window. So I divided these in A, B, C, D, and I wrote it down in my notebook. I can barely understand what I was downloading because my handwriting is not as girly. Although I always feel like I'm a man. Sometimes I feel like I'm a man and I'm so happy to have this vessel and I play with myself like how cool, right? And I'm like, just cute. And sometimes I feel like a woman, but mostly like a man. It's weird. It's like we both have like the feminine and the masculine energies within us. Sometimes I feel like a granny or like a baby, or it can be anything. And you have all of that too. That should be for another video. Just knowing that we're just neutral and there's infinite polarities to play with and archetypes. But you're the master programmer. We live in a holographic projection of our minds. I think this is like completely obvious, but whatever you see around you, the bed, the table, the coffee, is because it was first a thought. All that is present in the world was first a thought. Even your relationships, whatever type of relationship you experience, you thought it into existence. So exactly everything you place me in your reality, you think of me. That's why you're watching the video, because you have a thought of, oh, Nikki posted a video. Or if I appear in your YouTube feed or in your Facebook feed or your Instagram feed, it's because you are getting to know yourself through me, and I'm a projection of your mind. So you only see me as long as expanded as your consciousness allows you to see another person. The more you have met yourself, the more you can see within another. And that is just with relationships. Like everybody in your life, if you're complaining about a certain relationship, it's your responsibility because you're placing that person in your reality for some reason. When you gossip about people, you're talking about yourself, but you're using the symbol of another person because you're getting to know yourself through that reflection. So it's just a narrative, it's just a story. Even the house you live in, even my AirPods, that's a thought. I like purple because it makes me feel crown chakra energy. Then that's a projection of my consciousness, and it's here. More purple. My phone case, it's a projection of my consciousness. My little book. Your head is a living forest full of songbirds and epic visions. That's a projection of my consciousness. So everything we have thought it into existence, and it's really important to take full responsibility, and that's B, point B, of our creation. Because if you want to program the world and see your preference and see only what you want to experience, may it be a beautiful vision that higher self has placed for it to be birthed through you. May it be a beautiful romantic relationship. May it be fulfilling friendships that are based on understanding, responsibility, and unconditional love. May it be anything. You can program exactly the people and the bodies that you want to appear in your hologram. And they're just a thought away from creating that version of themselves in your reality. But you will only get what you're a vibrational match to. If you try to create something that is not an energy that is within yourself, then the person won't appear in your reality, the thing, the situation, because you need to become a vibrational match for that. That's the power of manifestation and conscious creation. And that's why we're raising our frequencies for all the creations that we want to see be exactly as abundant and joyous and loving. But first we need to take responsibility for our vibration. So take responsibility, radical responsibility for what appears and shows up in your field. Anything that you see that is not your preference, just start thinking about it, stop thinking about it, and it will disappear from your field. There are no victims here. The world you see is 100% your creation. So whatever you want to change, and you probably know what it is right now, take a deep breath and choose differently. So we can do this right now, and I'll hold the space for that. Let's take a deep breath. You already know, whatever it is that you see in your field, in your hologram, in your game of creation, that is not your preference, right now you release. You cut the cord that's no longer in your field. You take radical responsibility for every single situation, appearance in your field, in your game, in your reality, and you choose differently. You don't complain, you don't resist it, there's no aversion, there's no wantingness, it's just complete acceptance of what is, and then it's effective decision. You're so empty and so clear about what is it that you prefer, what is it that you want to use your precious time in this incarnation for, and you have the free will to align yourself into that vision, and you choose differently. So right now, choose differently. What in your field do you want to shift? I know you know. C, dealing with the emotions as you program. The speed in which you are going to be able to program your reality is directly proportional to how much power you have in your field. So you are a giant electromagnetic field full of particles and waves. And if you have resentments, regrets, shame, guilt, if you, again, blame, if you gossip, if you don't take radical responsibility, this is all tied up to one whole. All these examples, all these statements, arts, creations, is one single thing. If you don't take responsibility for everything, then you lose power. You're losing power every time you react, every time you judge, every time you blame, every time you project. That is you losing your power. There's a difference between choosing and communicating with discernment in neutrality, and there's a difference in leaking your energy and losing power by giving another person's thing, situation, which is a projection of your mind, the power to choose for you. So you have all the free will. Honor that, take your free will back, and you're going to program consciously. But for that, the one superpower is forgiveness. When you forgive yourself for your past perceptions, past misconceptions, past misunderstandings, past levels of consciousness, past contractions, past blames, when you forgive yourself for that, you're gathering all your power and there's no leakage of energy, and you are a conscious programmer. Imagine that you are a computer and you have 64 gigabytes of space. If you consume 30% of the gigabytes, 30 gigabytes of the 64, as you see, my numbers are not like my preference. 30%, 30 gigabytes of your software is into thinking about, complaining about someone, gossiping about someone, projecting onto someone. Then you're giving that person all your energy, and that projection, and then you keep creating that same loop. So you're gonna take all that power back. You're gonna forgive that person, situation, thing, industry. Some people get mad at, I don't know, like industries, like they have a food meal delivery service and they don't get the right thing in the order, and then they complain, and I'm like, you're just hurting yourself, because they are you. They're reflecting that for you to gather that power and then give platform to that. Whatever you stop thinking about disappears from your field. It's just like quantum physics. Whatever it is that is not in your immediate awareness right now doesn't exist. Like right now, I'm your whole universe, because you're just looking at me, unless you're with someone and then you're with that person and hi, and with me. So that's your whole universe in that moment. Whenever you're placing your awareness onto someone or something, that person, thing, or situation, industry is your whole universe. And if you want to create your own world and be a master of yourself, self-mastery, to have more abundance in relationships, in finances, in creativity, in spiritual attainments, in joy, you must release any lower frequency that is leaking your power. So what better excuse to forgive? Because many egos get like, I don't want to forgive that person or that because she or he did that to me and so outrageous. And what better excuse is if I tell you you're going to become more abundant and you're going to manifest everything that you desire if you choose to forgive yourself, your projection of that situation. So, for this, it's okay to feel all your emotions. No need to go ahead from where you are right now in your process. If you need to feel fear, feel the fear. If you need to feel the anger, feel the anger. If you need to feel sadness, feel the sadness. By yourself, allow everything to show up in the ocean. You're the ocean. Those are just waves, but we're here to live in the peak of the wave. That is being your genius. When you live in the peak of the wave, you're not letting the past to alter your vibration in the now, nor the projections of future to make you feel anxious about what's going to happen. Because there is no future anyways. It's all happening in the forever now, constant, ongoing, delicious experiencing. So to live in the peak of the wave, you need to allow yourself to be the ocean and to allow the sensations to rise up, rise down, rise up, rise down. It's just like an orchestra. It's a delicious tantric experience of making love to your emotions and your sensations. And then you feel gratitude. I'm so grateful that I'm able to feel these sensations. I'm so grateful for this fear. I'm so grateful for this shame. I'm so grateful for this guilt. And if that moment, even you're like, oh, I'm so grateful. Fake it till you make it. And eventually you're going to be able to say it not only with a smile, but your whole body is going to be an embodiment of the love and gratitude you feel for overriding those past frequencies. Now you have mastered yourself. Now you have all the power to control your scene out of higher self, not ego control. Ego control is force. It leakages your energy. People can smell that when you're coming from ego. It's obvious. You're trying to get something from someone or something, and that's repelling energy. You want to come from your higher self. You want to come from love. You're either extending love or crying for help. Those are the only two energies you can be at, love or fear. And even if it seems that you want to extend love, if you're coming from ego, it's a cry for help. For you to help yourself into being more in alignment with what your higher self wants for you. What's my highest frequency? What's my highest purpose? What's my highest excitement? What's my highest joy? God, infinite creator, will always support. The whole world moves and lets you walk in awe when you are in alignment with your highest self-desire, with your mission for being here. The whole world moves and lets you pass because you are aligned with divinity, and that's power. That's power, baby. That's not force. Okay. Gratitude neutralizes the emotions so you can program, and no one or nothing has. You can program your reality, and no one or nothing has any power over you. And the happiness is not the end result, but the degree of flow and presence in your process of programming. So even if it's your highest self-desire, your mission, your dharma, once that creation is birthed through you, because we're birthing realities and universes every nanosecond, as you breathe and speak and smile, another new reality has been birthed. So you don't project yourself coming from, oh, when I finally create this, when I manifest this relationship, this business, this creativity, this idea to help the world, this spiritual non-dual state of being, then I'll be happy. No, because then you're coming from ego. Everybody that has transcended that can see that. Then your creation comes from force. It's not powerful. You're leaking your energy. You're coming from that manipulative energy, which it can get you so far, but it depletes you. You need to come from an extension of love. And for that, happiness is right here, right now. That's why God's desire for you, one infinite creator desire for you, will give you the joy, fulfillment, presence, and happiness while you're doing it. Because you come from home. You are already home. You're already whole. That's why choosing to do something out of, in this doingness, I'll feel worthy. In this doingness, I'll finally attain my peace, will always keep you being a rabbit chasing a carrot. But you are the carrot and you are the rabbit. So why not eat your carrot right here, right now, and come from that place of happiness? And once you understand that happiness is not in the future, but it's always here, it's always already present, then you can start allowing your vessel to flow this delicious energy from source, from you, through you. It's like, source, show me what do you want me to show and create in this moment? And then your relationships, your sense of peace, your state of mind, your creations, your career, the place you live, your lifestyle, it all becomes a reflection. It's a byproduct. You don't do it for that, but it becomes a byproduct of you being in alignment with source. So you don't do to attain the lifestyle or the relationship or the carrot. You do it, or the state of being. You do it because you are in a state of flow, happiness, and joy just by doing and being, and then everything else becomes a byproduct because everything else is empty too. So whenever you get whatever you thought you wanted, you're going to be like, now what? Because that's how consciousness evolves. It's a never-ending process until we become sucked in by the black hole and we merge with the nothingness and allness of divine love in our last incarnation, in our full freedom. But in the process of allowing that, while there's a part of us that's already there, we will always want to keep creating new creations because we're here because God wants to get to know itself through other selves and through the creations that it makes. God loves creation. Just look around. It's like, I'm looking around the windows. It's like the city of New York. I'm like, so beautiful, the buildings, the lights. So beautiful, the people that create these pages. So beautiful, the people that created the phone, the computer, the people that created YouTube to be able to share these holographic experiences and expand consciousness. People, humans love creation. So it's about riding the peak of the wave of creation so it just flows naturally from you. I don't even understand my handwriting. I'm like, is there another golden nugget here? But when we're not there, surrendering what is, so you become the joy of programming itself. That's all I gathered. So we surrender what is, whatever it is that you create right now, you create and then you surrender it. It's like, okay, done, next, done, next, done, next. You don't stay there and wait what happens with your creations because then you are coming from ego. You're like, oh, what happens now? Do I already get my carrot? Where's my carrot? Right? No, we create and surrender, create and surrender, create and surrender. And it doesn't matter what you get out of it because you're not here to get something. You're here to give. Ta-da! That's the video of today, my friends. Thank you again for being here. Remember, we are the master programmers of our reality. Take your power back. You never lost your power. Remember, you're the power, you're a divinity, you're a source. And have fun creating and expressing yourself from that state of delicious presence. Catch yourself every time you want to create something or call someone or share your presence with someone. Where am I coming from? Is this coming from an extension of love or is this a cry for help? And if it's a cry for help, that's okay too. But come from that space of honesty. It's completely beautiful to ask for support. I've done it many times. Know who to ask for support. Make sure it's someone you can trust, somebody that has done the work, not just concepts. Somebody that actually has experience, whatever it is that you want to experience or be. Nothing wrong with that. But it's all about honesty, authenticity, integrity. And that's how we create the new world. Let me know in the comments if you resonate. What are your thoughts? What are you programming and creating in your matrix at the moment? What are you dissolving? What are you letting go of? Congratulate yourself. Write down what are the things you're grateful for because gratitude expands everything within your reality. And if you feel called to connect, you can click the link in the description, the portal or one-on-one shifting, and I will be so happy to see you. So, on to the next one, my friends. Much, much love.